you guys doing? Well, we're here at a camp out, in Indiana. He's like, is that this weekend? You know. But I'll tell you what, those times were so incredible, and it's forged a bond between those couples and Karen and the girls that is just unbelievable. You know, that group and the times we've been together, there's like, it's just been interesting to watch the dynamic, and I think you'll know what I mean. When we were together as a group, having so much fun, or even just the three of us or whatever, Briggs would just kind of be there, and so often he'd be kind of right over here, and he'd be sitting there, and you know what I'm talking about. He'd just be sitting there like, with this smile about this big, and if you didn't know better, if you didn't know the guy, you would think, is he involved? Is he participating in this here? Or is he just like an observer or whatever? And then you'd be like going on, and we'd all be thinking we're funny, and then he'd like, you know what I'm talking about. And then he'd like, out of nowhere, throw in this line, zing, like that, and just everybody would just crack up because he had this sense of humor that was incredible. But he didn't have to like be the life of the party and be using words and all that kind of thing, as has been described here. In fact, I said to Karen, and it just seemed so familiar last night being at the funeral home and even being here now. When Briggs was with us as a group, he would be sitting there with that big smile, and you had this sense of, man, I'm glad he's here, and he's absorbing it, and he's a part of it, and all that. And I felt that last night. Like, he's here in one of these rooms, sitting there going, yeah, this is really cool, isn't it? And I'm really glad all of you are here. And I think it's the same today. For me, Gary and I were on the surface, in a lot of ways, kind of opposites. I was a Buckeye fan. He was a Penn State fan, a lot of different things. I was loud. He was quiet. And the more we got to know each other, the more we just became like brothers. Because here was this guy, and again, I know that so many of you know what I'm talking about. This guy who had this quiet strength and steadiness. Dean talked about that steady climb. This steadiness that when he was your friend, you had this sense that, hey, I'm safe. I'm secure. I've got this friend, Gary Briggs. And I could be who I am because this guy is so who he is. And he supports me so much. And he's my cheerleader. And he's there. And I just love that so much about Briggs. He was a strength. And one thing I have to just say, Dean, you said you never saw Gary mad. Can you guys remember the night before the wedding and we threw Briggs into the pool? Now come on. I mean, he snapped. So for those of you who said, yeah, I've never seen Gary Briggs mad. I've seen him mad, right? Okay, but about twice in my life. I just feel so honored to have had a friend like Gary. Carol and I, early in our marriage, we wanted to do a little construction project, and we were going to redo our kitchen. And Karen, with Aaron in tow, came with Gary and lived at our house for a month in Springfield, Illinois. And we gutted our kitchen, and he built our kitchen for us, and I kind of handed him tools. Yeah, here you go, Gary. It was unbelievable what he would do. And, I think about, I probably didn't even pay him, He probably lost like $5,000 just, Anyhow, I'll stop talking, but I love this guy, and I know you all do too. And you know what? What an incredible, marvelous God that we serve that would give us Gary Briggs. Yeah, Karen.